be delivered by Father Richard Hermes of the Society of Jesus, to be followed by the playing of our national anthem.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessings on all of us this evening, and especially on the players who compete here tonight. May they play to the best of their ability, free from injury, and according to the highest standards of sportsmanship. And may all of us in our daily lives seek to do your will for your greater glory. Through Christ our Lord, amen. St. Ignatius, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
Welcome to Higher Family Park on a chilly evening tonight for the Boca Ciega Pirates visiting the Jesuit, defending state champion Jesuit Tigers. As the Tigers have had a whole lot of preseason hype, even a couple of services naming them #1 in the nation. Well, finally last week we got to put barrel to ball and finally get some games underway, and the Tigers started off the way you would hope they would. 2-0 with a 24-1 cumulative run differential.
Outfield, B.J. Graham in left field. Over in center field, Jonathan Shute. Out in the right field, Joseph Casal. Over third base, Nick Rodriguez. Out to shortstop, Jalen Niles. Over second base, Malachi Woodside. Over first base, Pooh Russo. Behind the plate, Bennett Lee. And on the mound, Josh Mallins.
And the Tigers will defend this way. They'll have Josh Mallitz, the future Ole Miss Rebel, on the mound. He'll be pitching to Bennett Lee, whose home will be in New Orleans next year for the Tulane Green Wave. At third base will be Nick Rodriguez. Senior Jalen Niles at shortstop. Senior Malachi Woodside at second base. Cole Russo at first base. The future UCF Knight. Joe Casal in right field. Jonathan Shoup in center field. And B.J. Graham in left. The Boca Ciega Pirates, 1-3 thus far, with they will be batting 9, and their pitcher, Jaden Douglas, is going to be leading things off tonight, followed by center fielder Isaiah Brandt and Robert Lavely at first base. That's how they'll go to start the game. And we are just about ready to start. Again, it is a chilly evening here at Higher Family Park here at Jesuit High School in Tampa. It is 50 and it feels like it's about 12. Everybody's bundled up here in Tampa, and this is probably the coldest 50 degrees in the Western Hemisphere here. We have a host of people up in the press box, partly just because I think they like being up here, but also because it's warm. And Mallitz takes his last few throws in there to Lee, and we ought to be getting started here shortly. And Lee makes his throw to second base, and we ought to be ready to get going.
Jerry, the president of Belmont Abbey is the son of a person.
#1, Jaden Douglas, the pitcher for Boca Ciega, is going to start things off right on time at 7:15. Again, the game was delayed for 15 minutes for field maintenance after the heavy rains yesterday here in Tampa.
Starting late, the pitcher for the Pirates, #1, Jaden Douglas.
And Mallets looks in. Umpire gets everybody ready. And Jaden Douglas steps into the batter's box and is ready for the first pitch. Mallets kicks and fires a fastball high, taken, ball one. And the second pitch coming in. And that one's in there for a taken strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. Mallets mixes a 90-plus fastball with an excellent sharp breaking ball and a changeup as well. Shakes off. And he's ready for his third pitch. And it comes, and it's a breaking ball swung over for a strike. 1-2. One ball, two strikes, first hitter of the inning. And another breaking ball, but that misses high. And the count's going to go to 2-2 on pitcher Jaden Douglas, who's also hitting. He's the leadoff hitter of the night. And the 2-2 pitch. Mallets kicks, fires, fouls it off his ankle. And, hobbles around. That does not look like that feels too good. He's holding his ankle, walking it off a bit. Lee courteously walks out to the mound to talk with Mallets to give Jaden Douglas a little bit of time to walk this off. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay in. The umpire checks with him. He says, "Yeah, man, I'm good to go." And we are now ready for another 2-2 pitch. And Mallets in the windup, fires it. It is a hot shot right back to Mallets. He knocks it down with his glove and then lofts it over to first base. Without Mallets' quick reactions on that line drive would be into center field for a single. But it's out number one for the night. Excellent play by Josh Mallets.
Number 2, Isaiah Brant, the center fielder.
That's going to bring Isaiah Brant, the center fielder, up for the Pirates. Mallets now misses high, ball one. And chopping grounder to third base. Rodriguez gloves it and fires it over to Cole Russo at first, and that's out number 2. Robert Lavley, the first baseman, is going to come up, left-handed hitting, 3-hole hitter. And there are 2 outs here on the top of the first. A changeup swung through for strike 1. 0-1. Excellent leadoff pitch by Mallets, especially when you can get it up into the 90s. If you can lead someone off with that for a strike. And an off-speed pitch low, ball 1. 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Mallets facing first baseman Robert Lavley. And into the windup and the pitch. Low and inside. Misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a ground ball to the first baseman, and Cole Russo is able to glove that easily and step on first himself, and that's going to do it. 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning for the Pirates. Okay, we are back, bottom of the first inning. And it is Bennett Lee to lead things off for the Tigers. Catching tonight. And Bennett is hitting .600 with 3 for 5 hitting on the year. And he takes his first pitch from Jaden Douglas. No, it wasn't. He took it, but it looked like it was outside, but it was called strike one. So 0-1 for Lee. The second pitch from Douglas on its way. A sharp ground ball to the shortstop. He bobbles it. It's not going to be in time with the throw. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. And Lee's going to be aboard, bringing B.J. Graham to the plate.
What do you want me to call him? 5-speed up runner, courtesy runner? You make the call.
Courtesy.
Courtesy runner. Yeah, I gotta see what his number is. Carlo?
It keeps the game gentle.
And we've got
Brad Keylori.
Brad Keylori in to run for Bennett Lee as a courtesy runner.
Brad Keylori, first base. Now you play B.J. Graham, left field.
And B.J. Graham steps in, our left fielder. Lowry gets his lead at first base. And Douglas fires it in there. It's a ground ball to second base. Gloved and thrown over to first base in time, and that's going to get B.J. Graham out, moving Lowry over to second base.
Arthur Dupree, where I can hear the game being called down there.
You got a better mic set up.
And Cole Russo steps in with one out and a runner at second base.
You said it was good.
Cole is quite a menacing hitter to have to face. And you're going to face him in the 3-hole here for the Tigers. First pitch, a breaking ball in for strike one. And Douglas checks the runner at second. Back home from the stretch. No, he steps off. It looks like he's got him trying to steal, and he is safe at third. Well, he had him picked off, but Lowry is so fast. I think that the pitcher thought he had a little bit more time than he did, and by the time he winged the throw over to third base, Lowry had head first slid into third, and he was safe. And that puts a runner at third base, one out. Cole Russo up at the plate with an 0-1 count. The pitch and a sharp ground ball base hit in the 5-6 hole, and that's going to be an RBI single for Cole Russo. Nice piece of hitting there.
Stepping to the plate, the cleanup batter, number 32, Nick Rodriguez, the third baseman.
That's going to bring to the plate Nick Rodriguez. And Nick, number 32, our third baseman, batting in the 4-hole. One out, bottom of the first inning. Breaking ball, misses outside, ball one. And the second pitch on the way. Fastball low and away, and that's taken for ball two by Nick Rodriguez. He's got Russo at first base, one out, 2-0 count. On deck, Henry Polides. Swung on and a foul ball. Lined it foul, back over the third base dugout. That's going to bring the count to 2-1.
Do you have any idea how many guys are coming back Saturday for the reunion of the 2000?
And the stretch, and he comes set. Russo with a comfortable lead. Chopped foul. Another breaking ball, and Rodriguez chopped that foul down the first base line, and it's 2-2. Russo's going to walk back to first base, and he was actually on the move on that one.
By the end of the game, yeah.
A little hit and run going.
I'll shoot you
Okay,
that.
2-2, 1 out for Nick Rodriguez. Jaden Douglas with his about set to throw his 9th pitch of the game. And that is a little looping line drive into short center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Nick Rodriguez. And that's going to bring up Henry Polites.
We're seated higher.
Okay.
I only think they didn't win their district, but they were the highest seated.
Polites hitting for Mallets. Polites is the designated hitter for Jesuit. He'll be heading up to Massachusetts to play for Holy Cross next year. And the stretch, the first pitch, is hit high in the air to left field, and the left fielder's up under it, and he squeezes it. And that's going to advance Cole Russo over to third base, and Nick Rodriguez to second base.
Number 3, Joey Casal, right field.
They're having trouble. Josh, you know?
And up to the plate now is going to be Joe Casal,
Don't move around too much.
who comes up with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Jesuit up 1-0.
Almost took the whole team to catch that pop the other night there, Jake.
And a slow breaking ball over the outside corner for strike 1.
You're not looking at the device, are you?
Sounds like a brick. No, my mom's texting me right now.
You tell your mother that you're working.
Douglas looks in. He's in the stretch, and he kicks and fires, and it misses up and away for ball 2. 2-0 count for Joe Casal. The pitch, a breaking ball outside. Nice diving stop by the catcher. That saves a run. Although with the brick backstop back here at Jesuit, sometimes that ball ricochets back pretty quickly, and a catcher can make an easy play on someone who unknowingly tries to come home on one of those. But Jesuit Tigers obviously are used to that. It's 3-0, and here's, well, sorry, that was a 2-1 pitch, and now it's 3-1 because that was a ball outside. Joe Casal now has runners at second and third, 2 outs. Be a nice place to plate a couple of runs here. And the 3-1 pitch from Douglas, a breaking ball, high and inside, taken for ball 4, and Casal is aboard, and the bases are full, and no place to put Jonathan Shoup, who clearly has the best walk-up song of any of the players, I'd say, in the county. And Shoup up with 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on in a line drive right down the first base line. That's going to be extra bases. In comes Russo. He scores. In comes Rodriguez. He scores. And the third run comes in. That's Casal sliding in for the third run. And Shoup with a sliding triple right down the right field line. Perfectly placed line drive. Landed just past first base and just scooted right into the corner. That's going to bring Malachi Woodside up, again with 2 outs. A nice 2-out rally for the Tigers. Taken, strike one. And the second pitch, swung on and a foul ball, straight back, chopped foul, right behind the catcher, and that's going to bring the count to 0-2. Two strikes now, and here's the third pitch. That's way outside. Catcher makes a nice play on that. Ryland Bosenhard snagged that one before it got by him, and that's going to bring the count to 1-2. Jalen Niles stands on deck for the Tigers. And swinging, chopped foul down the third base line. That was a curveball. Malachi Woodside stays alive with a 1-2 swing there. Jesuit up 4-0 on 3 hits. Russo, Rodriguez, and Shoup all with hits here in the bottom half of the first inning. And Jaden Douglas trying to get through this Jesuit lineup. Here's the 1-2. Kicks, fires, low and outside, and that's going to even the count at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch on its way. A curveball chops a bouncing ball to the shortstop, who gloves it, fires it over in time, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So 3 hits, 4 runs. And that's going to be the end of the first inning here at Jesuit High School, and it's the Jesuit Tigers 4, the Boca Ciega Pirates 0. And Josh Mallett is headed out to the hill for the second inning. All right, after 1, it is 4-0 Jesuit. Josh Mallett heads out to the mound. He has thrown 10 total pitches in the first inning, and he's going to face the 4-hole hitter, the catcher for the Pirates, Ryland Bosenhard. And Mallett's into the windup, and he fires it in there, and it is a line drive into left field. B.J. Graham gets over there, and he catches it on the run. It makes it look easy. And it's 1-0. It's 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Nice swing by Bosenhard, but just right within the range of B.J. Graham to easily glove that. It's now Cameron Riley, the right fielder. First pitch. Curveball in for strike 1.
Jordan is saying, giving a different message than the Tigers. Yeah.
The next pitch is a fastball, and it is lifted foul back over the press box. It's 0-2.
That's good. The stuff looks so good.
And Mallett's ahead of another hitter. It's 0-2, 1 out, and here comes the third pitch, and he gets him swinging through a changeup. Lee fields the ball and fires it over to Cole Russo at first base to complete the strikeout. Nope, the umpire calls that a foul tip. So Cameron Riley's going to get another shot at Mallett's. Here comes the 0-2, and he swings through a fastball, and that's going to be out number 2 here in the top of the second inning. Brings to the plate the 6-hole hitter, Tyler Stocksdale, the shortstop for the Pirates. And Josh Mallett is in a groove here tonight. His first pitch to Stocksdale is taken high, curveball, ball 1. And Lee relays in the signal from his coach, and Mallett fires it. Another ball lifted into left field, and B.J. Graham under that one as well, and that's going to be the third out. A nice clean inning for Josh Mallett, and the Tigers are going to see Jalen Niles, and then back up to the top of the order with Bennett Lee, B.J. Graham, and Cole Russo. After 1.5, it's 4-0 Jesuit over the Boca Ciega Pirates. All right, bottom of the second inning, and Jalen Niles, the shortstop for the Tigers, up to face Jaden Douglas. The first pitch on its way, breaking ball, in for strike 1.
I haven't decided yet what I mean.
And the 0-1 pitch, taken, fastball outside, ball 1. And that evens the count at 1-1. Jalen Niles off to a good start this season. And he pops that one straight up, and it's going to be called by the first baseman, who comes in, squeezes it, and that's out number 1. Niles off to a good start, had a 3 RBI outing against Blake earlier in the year. That's going to take us back up to the top of the order for Bennett Lee.
Paul's got his abstract set. I don't know what they mean. I think this thing's in Japanese. I need words.
And the first pitch on the way, taken outside, ball 1. Lee steps in, and Douglas delivers the second pitch, and that's a line drive into left field. Got under it a little bit, and the left fielder comes over to make the squeeze, and that is the second out. And that's going to bring up B.J. Graham.
It's too warm. You gotta go in.
Jerry, you sure hot chocolate down there tonight?
Yeah, that's what I have.
And B.J. Graham comes up with 2 outs for his second turn at Jaden Douglas.
It's got this, like, instead of saying.
First pitch taken high, ball one.
That looks like the sun.
And BJ is one of those you don't want to see on the base paths if you're the opponent, taking ball two outside. You don't want to give him much to hit either, because he's got the wheels to turn a simple hit into extra bases, and he's got the power to turn a mistake pitch into a home run. And there you go, a high drive to right field, and that right fielder's going to go back, but he's gotten under it in front of the warning track, and he squeezes it for the third out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning there for Douglas. Good work for the young pitcher, and that's going to bring up for Boca Ciega in the top of the third. They'll bring up Skinner, Dugan, and Mercado. They're 7, 8, and 9 hitters. All right, and Josh Mallets, the Jesuit starting pitcher, has faced the minimum thus far, and he gets the third inning started with a 4-0 lead, and he'll face the Pirates' second baseman, Evan Skinner. Mallets shakes off the first sign and comes with a high inside fastball, swinging strike one. Mallets gets it up above 90 and then uses a very effective changeup and curveball as well. The second pitch on its way, and that's a curveball that misses high.
TC lost their championship game.
And Mallets in the windup for the 1-1 pitch. He kicks and fires, and he drops in a curveball. Very nice pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Skinner didn't swing at that. Looked like it buckled him a bit there. We're going to go to a 1-2 pitch. Fouled off, a high fastball. Nice job of fighting that off over the first base line. So, with the high inside fastball, Mallets has him set up pretty well here. And he'll deliver the 1-2 pitch now. Nope. Skinner steps out, calls timeout. And now he's back in again. And Mallets kicks, fires, and he rips a base hit down the left field line. Graham over to it, relays the throw in. Nice throw, and it holds him at first base, but a nice piece of hitting there. He got around on an inside Mallets fastball past a diving Nick Rodriguez at third base. And that's the first hit on the board for the Pirates. And Connor Dugan, the left fielder and the 8-hole hitter, comes in for the Pirates of Boca Ciega High School. Mallets gets him to chop a little dribbler back to the pitcher. Mallets right on top of it, fields it, slings it over to first base, and that is out number 1 for the inning.
Number 5, Mike Mercado. Third baseman.
With that whole, the whole meeting and everything. With the state championship team.
So Michael Mercado comes up, the third baseman for Boca Ciega, with now Evan Skinner at second base. First pitch, a fastball lined into shallow right center field. Great diving. Great diving catch by Jonathan Shoup. That's the second out of the inning.
Number 1, Jaden Douglas. The first one.
Now give it time. You have to do music first. Thank you.
And we're back to the top of the lineup for Boca Ciega, and the leadoff batter, the pitcher Jaden Douglas, with a runner in scoring position at second base, but 2 outs against Josh Mallitz.
This is heating up, actually.
Yeah, you hardly ever get to use it.
First pitch, fastball taken low, ball 1.
It's not what you think, it's what the
And Mallitz comes set, kicks, fires, and swinging, strike 1 on what looked to be a changeup there. When that is working, Mallitz is very, very effective. And it looks like it's working very nicely tonight. He's got the count even 1-1 with 2 outs. And another base hit down the left field line. B.J. Graham over for it. He gloves it, brings it into second base, and Skinner's going to score. And sliding in for a double is leadoff hitter Jaden Douglas.
Number 2, Isaiah Brent, the center fielder.
And now with 2 outs and 1 run in, and a runner at second base now. That brings up Isaiah Brandt, the center fielder. And that'll give the future Ole Miss Rebel Josh Mallitz a chance to work through some challenge here with a couple of hits in this inning.
It's not only lefty. Yeah, you can only tell because he comes like this. He comes like this with the ball, like Scorpion. Who else is a lefty?
And the first pitch, high, taken for ball 1.
This is the bottom of the order, isn't it?
No, see,
This is the number 2 hitter.
One got the double.
And the second pitch, swung on and a ground ball to second baseman Malachi Woodside, who relays it over to Cole Russo for the third out, and Mallitz gets out of the inning with a nice ground ball out.
In the top of the third inning, Irish score a run. They get it on 2 hits and they have one strand. Scoring now after 2.5. Jesuit 4. Boca Ciega.
We head to the bottom of the third, and after 2.5 innings, we have the Jesuit Tigers 4 and the Boca Ciega Pirates 1. Due up for Jesuit is Cole Russo, Nick Rodriguez, and Henry Poliz.
Still digesting my
All right, and Cole Russo going to start things off for Jesuit here in the bottom of the third. Russo with an RBI single to left field
You went to St. Lawrence, man, don't you know?
earlier in the first inning as part of a 4-run bottom of the first for the Tigers. The first pitch from Douglas is taken, breaking ball for strike one.
You didn't learn it in grade school?
I mean, I knew it already.
Are you old enough, Father Hermage, where you have just altar sewers and had to breathe Latin?
And we've got no balls, one strike on Cole Russo. And Jaden Douglas kicks and fires, and Russo chops a ground ball to second base. It is over to first base for the out, and that's one away here in the bottom of the third inning. That's going to bring up Nick Rodriguez.
Like quizzes about every other day. For both guys. Pretty much every
You
day.
should have a quiz every day in language.
I'm not the best.
I've been doing
Ask
good.
my Latin students.
I've been doing good on this.
And Nick Rodriguez steps on into the box and awaits the delivery from Jaden Douglas from the Pirates. And first pitch is over, taken for strike one.
That's your best you got from us.
And Miss St. John.
And Nick Rodriguez loops a line drive in front of the left fielder for a single. That is 2 hits for Nick Rodriguez. And that's going to bring up Henry Poliz with 1 aboard and 1 away.
By the way, Ruff, what did you think of my little journal I put out to those guys? Did you read that?
Yeah, I did.
And from the stretch, first pitch, swung through, and Poliz swinging strike one on an outside fastball just off the outside corner.
Come to the alumni game.
0-1.
View from the press box.
Nick Rodriguez at first base with 1 away. And Douglas, a long look at the plate. Poliz calls for timeout and is granted it.
I kind of like to open this.
And we are back to, let's give that second pitch of the at-bat a try again. The next pitch, high and outside, 1-1, taken by Poliz.
Where is that? Is he at home?
Is that good a night off?
He's seated here by commentary and faculty here 2 minutes ago.
And Douglas gets his sign, comes set, kicks, fires, and it is inside, backs Poliz off the plate. Rodriguez stealing, and he is caught. The throw is in time. A very good throw by catcher Bosenhard, and the tag applied, and that's going to erase Rodriguez's single, and it's going to leave the bases empty. And Poliz with a 2-1 count, and now 2 outs. Another ball taken inside, 3-1.
So I'll send you a piece of that cookie.
Come on.
Come on.
Come here.
And that's going to be taken. Ball 4, breaking ball outside. So Poliz is aboard with a walk.
Did you get yourself, Jay?
And that is going to bring up Joseph Casal, but it's going to bring up a meeting on the mound for the Pirates.
I didn't realize you were actually.
And the first pitch to Joe Casal is
No, you
I
don't.
don't want burgers. You will get one, two.
taken for ball one inside. Couldn't really tell what the umpire was going to do on that. It looked like it was in too tight, and it turns out it was 1-0. And outside, taken, ball two, 2-0. Politz at first base with 2 outs. And not seeing any signs, so I don't know if he's going to be running at, especially after the last runner was thrown out. And Casal with a line drive, hot shot right at the second baseman. Didn't even have to step anywhere, and he got that one out. That's going to finish up the inning for the Tigers.
The Tigers had 1 base hit, left 1 runner stranded. Scored the 3 complete. Jesuit 4, Boca Ciega 1.
So numbers, batters 3, 4, and 5 coming up for Boca Ciega. And Josh Mallett's headed out to warm up for his 4th inning. Headed into the top of the 4th, it's 4-1 Jesuit. And the top of the 4th inning, Boca Ciega sends Robert Lavely, their 3-hole hitter, and first baseman up to the plate to face Josh Malletts, who has given up 1 run on 2 hits and thrown 29 pitches thus far. First pitch misses just outside on a breaking ball. Didn't miss by much. Second pitch, that one's in there. A fastball called, strike on the outside corner, and we're at 1-1. And the third pitch, fastball, and that one's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Mallett's working quickly here. Kicks and fires, and it's tapped foul down the first base line. And that's going to even the count at 2-2. So we're at, let's see, Lavely had a ground out his first time up. And here in his second at bat, it's 2-2, and Mallett's misses high and outside with a breaking ball, and that's going to fill up the count. And the full count delivery from Mallett's. Fastball fouled away. Nice, tough piece of hitting by Lavely to stay alive against Josh Mallett's. And a quickly played game here thus far. We're in the top of the 4th inning, and we're only a little over 45 minutes into this one. And swinging strike 3 on a curveball. Very nice pitch. Really tough to do anything with that. Nicely done by Josh Mallett's. And a good job to hang on to that by Bennett Lee.
It's hard to believe that was 9 years old.
And Ryland Bosenhard, the catcher, is going to come up now with one out here in the top of the fourth. Takes a curveball for strike one. He lined out to the left fielder, B.J. Graham, his first time around. And now he gets a second look at Mallets. And Mallets kicks and fires high. Fastball, ball one.
You go to the day at the race?
And Mallets delivers a 1-1 pitch, and it's a looping pop fly just over the head of a diving Jalen Niles in shallow left field, and that's going to be scored a blooper single, and that counts as a line drive in the scorebook, and it gets a runner aboard.
My brother used to do that. Yeah. He never got caught either. He went in the lobby.
Cameron Riley, the right fielder's going to step into the box now with one out, and Mallets checks the runner over at first base, and he's back in time. Mallets with a very quick move over to first base. And the 0-0 pitch in the dirt, and it ricochets back to the backstop off near the Jesuit dugout. Looks like it might have hit Lee in his left arm or his left hand, and he's going to walk it off and hand deliver it out to Josh Mallets. That'll be scored a wild pitch, and that's going to move a runner into scoring position. All right, and Mallets into the stretch now for the 1-0 pitch. He kicks, fires, and is foul tipped straight back. And 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 from Josh Mallets is on its way, and is a fastball that is fouled straight back and bounces back into the field of play, and Lee tosses it up to Mallets. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, we got 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Runner at second base. Mallets delivers the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch, and it is a curveball swung through for strike 3. Great pitch. Again, a nice job of hanging on to that by Bennett Lee. And Ryland Bosenhard is going to now get a courtesy runner out at second base, as the catcher will probably suit up for the bottom half of the inning. That'll bring up number 4, the shortstop, Tyler Stocksdale. And the umpire takes a few moments here to log in the courtesy runner out at second base, and we're ready for action. Josh Mallets now has thrown 43 pitches, 31 strikes and 12 balls, and he's in the stretch with 2 outs. He kicks, slings it in there, and it is just inside.
That's more or less how most of our schools work now. Everybody has a board of instructors, and they would have
And the 1-0 pitch.
some kind of process.
A check swing, but he went through on that curveball. Mallets really has his curveball working tonight. He's missed a couple of times with the fastball, but he surely hasn't missed much with that curveball tonight. He's got 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Shakes off a sign, shakes off another one, and steps off. I wonder if he's eager to throw that curveball again.
Oh, yeah. How'd you get two? One was burnt. So I said I'll just eat the burnt one too.
Nope, he comes with a fastball, taken strike one on the outside corner.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler Stocksdale now facing a 1-2 count with a teammate aboard at second base, 2 outs, and a fastball is lifted foul down the right field line. Casal out there flips it into Woodside at second base, over to Russo, who's going to loft it over to the first base coach for the Pirates. And we've got a new ball in play and a 1-2 count.
The other night only had 7 players.
All right.
He was left with a bare cover. I'm high on him. I think he'll do a good job.
And Mallet steps off again. So they're running through a few different signs. And he's back on the rubber again, looking in for his sign, and he and Lee agree on this one. And he lifts his leg and turns back to second base, and he's keeping the runner honest over there. And now he comes set, and Malice delivers the 1-2. It's a breaking ball, called strike 3 to end the inning. A beautiful job dropping in a curveball, and it clearly is not what Stocksdale was looking for. That's going to end the inning, at the end, the top half of the inning. And coming up for the Tigers is going to be Shoop, who tripled his first time up, Malachi Woodside, and Jalen Niles. All right. And the seven-hole hitter Jonathan Shoop comes up in the bottom of the fourth. Jesuit with a 4-1 lead on 4 hits, and one of those hits was a 3-run triple by Jonathan Shoop. So here we go. Jaden Douglas, who's thrown 40 pitches for the Pirates, fires in his first pitch, and it is taken inside ball 1. All right, and the 1-0 pitch to Shoop, swung on and swinging strike 1. And the right side of the infield certainly playing back at this point after that first triple hit down the right field line. Here comes the third pitch. It's a breaking ball, and it's chopped foul in the same spot. Just foul over there. All right. And Sheep stands in, and Douglas fires, misses low with a fastball, and that's going to even the count at 2-2. On deck is Malachi Woodside, the second baseman. And Shoup takes ball 3 high inside.
Is he down screaming or is he just?
And the full count pitch is a breaking ball swung through, strike 3. And that's going to bring Malachi Woodside, the senior second baseman.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing. Cookie didn't do a very good job.
And-
The guys in 91 to come to the alumni game.
And the number 8 hitter.
No, Corey wasn't here.
First pitch, breaking ball outside and swinging, strike 1.
First time he did that.
It's now 48 degrees here. Feels like it's about 12
Alex Cottrell.
to all the Floridians. They are bundled up, and there are ski hats and blankets. It is quite a sight here in South Florida. Second pitch. This one misses outside, and Malachi lays off this one. Evens the count at 1-1. And Douglas fires, and Woodside sends a foul ball over to the SunTrust building off the right field line. And we now have a 1-2 count. And Jalen Niles awaits in the on-deck circle.
It's a blip to me.
And Douglas fires outside, and it's 2-2.
It's just cold out.
You know Jerry, don't you?
I met Terry a few times.
Yeah, it's a little cold out there.
And Douglas steps off, and he steps back on. Woodside stays in the box. He's ready to hit. The 2-2 on its way. Misses again outside. That's 51 pitches now for Jaden Douglas to 48 for Josh Mallets for the Tigers. And the full count, 1-out pitch to Malachi Woodside is lined into center field right at the center fielder. And he lifts his glove, makes the catch, and he gets the second out.
Mark Sherwood, the president of Belmont Abbey, how he put the alumni game together.
Got to be at least 3 or 4 line drives to the outfield thus far by the Tigers tonight that have ended up in outs, but boy, they were right at the outfielders. And now Jalen Niles is up, and he takes the first ball in the dirt, a breaking ball for ball 1.
I couldn't.
Jesuit 4, Boca Ciega 1, and we had 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Second pitch to Niles, also in the dirt, and that's 2-0.
Catcher bounced a lot of balls back.
He's got the yips.
Ruby came back and said, "You're gonna be on this side. Pitching down the reach to the bounce. Never can get it back."
And Douglas looks in, nods for the sign, 2-0 on the way, misses outside, 3-0. Well, if you walk Niles, it's not an automatic double, but it's pretty darn close. He can really move around the bases. And on this 3-0, we'll see what happens. It is taken high, ball 4. And with the top of the lineup coming up, you have Bennett Lee, who has reached on an error and flown out to left field.
Number 2, Bennett Lee for catcher.
And we're going to have a meeting at the mound. Jaden Douglas is 56 pitches into this. Pretty evenly distributed, 27 balls, 29 strikes. And
He's been out twice.
So the third time you have to make a change?
Third time he hasn't
He only got it twice.
If he's going to stay in, he's going to face the top of the lineup for the third time.
They should have.
And I don't see anybody warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, they gotta
So we'll see what decisions get made. The umpire's seen enough of the decision-making process, and they break up this party. And Douglas is staying out there. And again, I don't see anyone warming up. So unless someone is already warm, they're going to be sticking with Douglas here for the foreseeable future. And Bennett Lee steps in, and Jalen Niles steps away from first base. And let's see if Lee can get something going with 2 outs. The pitch taken, breaking ball inside the corner, strike 1. And Lee calls for time, gets set, and Douglas nods, checks the runner, comes set, and he steps off.
Yeah, it's a single reaction. So I know this double replacement. I know.
And the 0-1 pitch from Douglas is on its way, swung on, and a fly ball to right field hooks foul, and is now 0-2 to Bennett Lee. B.J. Graham stands in the on-deck circle, hoping he'll get a shot.
the ones that are doing baseball.
Jerry, were you at Maryland when
4-1, Jesuit Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And again, Niles has a healthy lead over there. The 0-2, Niles breaks. Lee chops it down the third base line, and it is just foul. Niles broke on the delivery and surely had the base stolen, especially with a slow breaking ball coming in. But Lee, with the foul ball, keeps the count at 0-2.
They're usually pretty good. So what I was saying is that McClay team was a team that we beat in the baseball championship.
The pitch, low, 1-2. The throw on a stealing Niles is not in time. A great job by the catcher, Rylan Bosenhard. Almost got Niles. And now they're going to come out, and it looks like he's going to be replacing Douglas. And now we have completed our pitching change, and Connor Dugan has come in from left field to continue pitching to Bennett Lee, while Jaden Douglas has taken his spot out in left field. So the 1-2 pitch with 2 outs to Bennett Lee is on its way, and it is a breaking ball, taken strike 3.
In the inning, the Tigers strand a runner after 4, and the score remains the same. Jesuit 4, Boca Ciega 1.
And after 4 innings, it is Jesuit 4, Boca Ciega 1. And out to the mound now is going to be Dominic Castellano, a UCF Knight of the Future, a left-handed pitcher.
He sent the pitcher on the left and brought the
Who is just a joy to watch. He's got great life on his fastball, and he really can dial it up on the velocity. We move to the top of the 5th now, and Dominic Castellano is going to take over for Josh Mallett on the mound for Jesuit. He'll be facing numbers 7, 8, 9 in the Pirate batting order. Skinner singled down the left field line in his first at bat, and Castellano's first pitch misses fastball low.
He's 12. I think he's a 6th grader.
Castellano, a left-hander, works quickly, and here comes the second pitch, and it is again down in the strike zone, not by much. 2-0 to Evan Skinner, the second baseman. On deck is Connor Duggan, the new pitcher for the Pirates, and the third pitch is in there over the outside corner for strike 1. And Dominic kicks, fires, and another fastball in there for strike 2. Dominic Castellano is one of about 10 Jesuit pitchers that are committed to Division I baseball schools. Quite a pitching staff here. And a fastball inside, fouled almost right into the visitor's dugout. Right-handed hitting Skinner saw that left-handed fastball get right in on his hands and fouled it away into his own dugout. And the 2-2, taken strike 3. Fastball over the inside corner. Connor Duggan was the victim of a Josh Mallett's changeup that resulted in a little dribbler foul ball right in front of the pitcher's mound. In his first at bat, and his first pitch of his second at bat is a strike swinging on a high fastball from Dominic Castellano, who's working very efficiently thus far. And there's a curveball that is sliced foul.
How do you
And again, Castellano is ahead.
Oh, that's all.
It's easy.
AL3, right?
No, you don't need the three. If it's just a single one like that, you just write that one.
AL3 plus I2, right?
Third pitch misses low, ball one.
React. So, I need an S to
You can write that.
And a swinging strike three on an excellent curveball. Just very difficult to deal with when you can throw it as hard as he can and drop a curveball in like that. And now Michael Mercado comes in to face Castellano, who bounces in a fastball for ball one. Mercado with a line drive right at Malachi Woodside at second base his first time up. And he steps in for the second pitch of his second at bat. Castellano kicks and fires and swings through that and evens the count at 1-1.
Josh, I think he's.
See how we have just two final strikes.
Curveball swung through, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Castellano in a groove, and again working very quickly. He's already got the sign, and here comes the fourth pitch of this at bat. Strike 3, swinging strikeout on a high fastball. Excellent inning by Dominic Castellano, and that takes us to the bottom of the 5th, where
4-1 pitch.
Connor Duggan can look forward to seeing B.J. Graham, Cole Russo, Nick Rodriguez, and Henry Polins. And the first pitch into B.J. Graham to start off the bottom half of the 5th inning misses low, ball 1.
Okay. Alright. Alright. I need to get out of here. Alright.
And a ground ball hit over the third baseman, who fields it, fires it over in time, and that gets B.J. Graham for the first out of the inning.
22, Cole Russo, the first baseman.
That brings up Cole Russo, who has singled in an RBI and grounded out. And the first pitch from Duggan is a curveball, misses outside.
Yeah, he thought about it.
Is it 1-0 or 2-0?
1-0.
Or what did BJ do?
And
Ground out the third.
to Dugan with the pitch to Cole Russo, who lifts a fly ball to right field, and it is caught just inside the foul line for the second out.
Number 32, Nick Rodriguez, the third baseman.
And Nick Rodriguez comes in with 2 outs, hoping to get something going here, as the Tigers have an uncomfortable feeling 4-1 lead right now. It's a scrappy Pirate team. And Nick Rodriguez takes one off the ankle, or did he? It surely did look like it hit him, but the umpire is not calling it that way. It looked like Rodriguez was on his way to first base. Everybody with a blue shirt on would like to see him keep hitting. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And the second pitch comes in and swung through for a swinging strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1. And on deck is the designated hitter, Henry Polites, hoping he gets a shot to swing the bat this inning. And Rodriguez watches ball 2 outside. 2-1 to Nick Rodriguez. Rodriguez had a soft line drive to left field and a blooper to center field that counts for his 2 for 2 tonight. And there he chops one foul down the first base line, and that evens the count at 2-2.
I think he started off slow.
He was 1 for
And Nick Rodriguez.
against Tampa Catholic, too. Nick Rodriguez.
So
And then he was
2
for 3.
2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. In the bottom of the 5th,
Against,
as Connor Dugan has now thrown 9 pitches. Here comes his 10th, and he misses low with a breaking ball. Very disciplined approach from Nick Rodriguez. Didn't fish after that, and now it's going to fill up the count at 3-2.
You were always good at math.
So I was afraid to say because I lost the count.
And the full count offering was going to be in for a strike over the outside corner and a great,
Yeah.
tough
No, they
Oh, so it's on a string.
No, they have like these.
tough work by Nick Rodriguez, just fouling that off. Not much he'd be able to do with that ball curving just in, a backdoor curveball. And here's another full count pitch, taken high. Excellent at bat by Nick Rodriguez.
Yes.
And that's going to bring up the designated hitter,
CJ, thank you.
Henry Polites.
I'll come to his office very much.
But they are going to, it looks like Menendez is going to send Bradkey Lowry out to run for Nick Rodriguez. And he's going to have, and that's going to bring up Henry Polites, who has flied out to left field and walked.
Designated hitter for 17, Henry Polites. He had one the other night, Jimmy. It just was foul, and I think it ended up on the top of that building. He absolutely killed that.
Yeah, I think that was against TC, and that's when
And
Frank was getting ready to blow it.
Looks like Tim Knowles at third base is running through some signs. Let's see what they have on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And Dugan comes set, fires over to first base. Not in time. Lowry back on his belly, and he's safe into first base.
Yeah.
But he has a pretty healthy lead over there, and he's quite a stolen base threat. So
Above the yellow pole.
here comes the pitch from Dugan. And nope, he fires back over to first base. Lowry is safe again. They have a healthy fear of the stolen base here, and it is well founded. Bradkey he's got some wheels, that guy. And the first pitch coming in, misses up and away, and it's ball 1 to Polites.
Me and Zach Ward were like, give me some secret weapons all of a sudden.
Sure, what's
In some ways, it's almost better.
And he comes set,
He comes in and they
misses inside and low, 2-0.
come off the bench.
So
Joe Casal waits in the on-deck circle, hoping he gets a chance to get up and take some hacks this inning as well. With a 3-run lead and a runner at first and 2 outs, here comes the 2-0. And that one is a strike over the outside corner taken. 2 balls, 1 strike.
No. After we're done hitting, they can probably wrap it up.
Checks Lowry over at first base, comes home, and Police gets into that one. That is a high fly ball off the wall in right field. That's going to be extra bases. And Lowry comes around. He's going to score standing up. Headed over to third base is Police, and he is going to be sliding in safe with a RBI triple. Nice shot by Henry Police.
Anybody want to know why Ricky Lowry was on base pass? Great speed.
That ball was crushed. Smoking.
Number 3, Joe Casal, right field.
And Joe Casal comes up, and he is hit with the first non-breaking curveball. That one just didn't break. It just continued on up and hit him in the shoulder.
Stetson plays in football.
Number 3, Jonathan Shoup, the center field.
That dog hit the spot.
Yeah, it does. No, he wasn't needed, and eating all day.
Okay, when we're done hitting, last ball. Okay.
And Jonathan Shoup comes up with 2 outs, takes a ball outside. One and 0, Casal at first, and he stays there. And Shoup takes ball 2 up and away. And Dugan has found himself in some trouble here. He's got 2 outs, so he's always a pitch away from getting out of this. But the third pitch to Shoup is up and away as well. And it's now a 3-0 count. And on deck is A.J. Nessler, a big bat, young sophomore who looks like he's going to be pinch hitting for Malachi Woodside if he gets a chance to come up and swing. And that's 4 straight balls, and that's going to bring Nessler to the plate.
AJ knows.
You don't play second base? He get hit. You don't play second base?
That coach looks cool.
What's that?
The coach looks a little
Oh,
cool. I think he's got.
And A.J. Nessler in to hit for Malachi Woodside. And he's got the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run already in on an RBI triple from Police. And A.J. Nessler stands in. Connor Duggan kicks, fires, misses high. He'll go from the wind-up. And there he is. Brings his knee up, brings his arm up, and leaves the ball up. 2-0. No place to put him. No place to put Nestler. Here comes the third pitch of the at-bat. And Nestler swings, puts a good swing on it, but swings through it, and that's strike one.
Tried to kill that one, didn't he?
The wind-up and the delivery misses low and away. And that's going to be 3-1. That was the 25th pitch of the outing for Connor Duggan. And this is going to be a 3-1 pitch to A.J. Nestler. And it misses up high, and that's going to be an RBI walk for A.J. Nestler. And that's going to stretch the lead to 6-1 as Henry Police crosses home plate. And Jalen Niles fist bumps him.
Number 1, Jalen Niles, the shortstop.
And he comes up with the bases loaded. Niles has popped up on an infield out early in the game and then has walked. And the first pitch, he fouls away. Bennett Lee stands on deck. And a slow breaking curveball loops in for a taken strike one. Sorry, strike two. The first strike was a foul ball. 0-2 to Niles. Misses, ball outside. And in comes Casal. And he slides in for the 7th run. And another ball to Jalen Niles, a curveball that misses low, blocked by the catcher. And there are runners at second and third now. 7-1. A ball outside, fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Jalen Niles, if he gets walked, that will load the bases for Bennett Lee. And he does just that. The snap throw to third base, not in time. Shoop safe there, and Niles safe at first with a walk, and Bennett Lee comes up. Bennett Lee reached on an error to the shortstop, flew out to left field, and went down on looking strike 3. Bennett is not one that is going to go many games without a base hit. So we'll see what Connor Duggan offers here. Swinging strike 1. Leads him off with a breaking ball, and that was probably a good choice. As we are now in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a 10-run lead would end this game. Bounces a fastball in there and is taken, ball 1. So it's 1-1. B.J. Graham stands into the on-deck circle. Two outs, and the wind-up from Dugan. The pitch misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
How'd you do?
How they do it? Not too bad. One guy got hit. Out of the inning.
Your real claim to
Bases loaded.
Wildcat quarterback, right?
2-1 pitch comes in, and it misses low as well, down in the dirt. 3-1.
Is that Troy
Because this is definitely a kitchen game. That's a bad idea.
Jesuit Tigers 7, Boca Ciega Pirates 1, bottom of the 5th inning. The 3-1 to leadoff hitter Bennett Lee is swung on and chopped foul down the third base line, fills up the count. That's pitch number 37 for Connor Duggan, who relieved Jaden Douglas in the 4th inning.
Yeah, here's my, no.
And this has been a long one for him.
Yeah, he was that year, yeah. My age. Does he have the home run record here?
In the windup, Lee calls for timeout and steps out. Took Duggan a while to decide on what he was going to pitch. And now he's into his windup. The runners are moving, and it is misses outside. And that's going to be an RBI walk for Lee. And that's going to bring up B.J. Graham. And B.J. has hit the ball every time up. He's grounded out a couple of times and flown out to right field.
Dominic DiCarlo.
And he's yet another one that doesn't have many games where he doesn't record a hit. They're going to have a meeting at the mound here. And Connor Duggan has he's had a tough inning. I don't know if they're just going to talk to him. No, it looks like he's handing the ball off. And it's going to be a pitching change. It looks like Tyler Stocksdale is going to come in to pitch. And Tyler Stocksdale is going to take over for Connor Duggan on the mound. This is Doug Polites broadcasting with the Jesuit Tigers News Network. JTNN, we're happy to have our inaugural live stream of the defending Florida 6A state baseball champion Jesuit Tigers this year. Hope you guys are enjoying it. For those of you that are able to see the live stream, hopefully the quality is good. For those of you who are trying to drive one block in South Tampa right now, you're probably just listening to it in the car. Okay, B.J. Graham steps in. He's got 2 outs, and this is the first pitch from Stocksdale, and it's swung through for strike 1. And B.J. pops it straight up in the air, high pop-up, and that might land. No, the center fielder comes in, calls everybody off, and makes the squeeze. That ends the inning, and we'll move to the top half of the 6th.
In the inning, Tigers scored 4 runs, they did on 1 hit, and they never bases loaded. The score
Into pitch for
Now batting number
Dominic
one.
Castellano is now Alex Bryant.
Jake Douglas, left fielder.
First pitch is in for a called strike one.
When we were in state championship game in 2017, I think he started with.
Second pitch is a curveball, and he bends it in there, and it's not called strike. Boy, it sure was close.
Yeah, they moved over here after his freshman year.
Misses it. No, that one's a called strike too. Swinging strike two.
2-2.
And Alex Bryant is unloading his fastball tonight. Misses with a curve high. And he is headed to Holy Cross up in Massachusetts. He and Politz both headed off to Massachusetts next year to play for the Holy Cross Crusaders. And there is a foul ball on a fastball down and in, or down and away. And the count is 3-2.
Sunday they lost in the 5-team game, which was very good.
Is that their
No,
first game out?
First
yeah,
three games.
I went to go get it.
Then they headed up and played.
Swung on and a pop-up to the second baseman, Brad Kilori, and that is out number one.
3-game sets against Cal at Bakersfield and somebody else.
It's always a spring trip. It's the first time you're actually out on the field.
Number two, Isaiah Brink, center field. Oh, yeah, but they got that beautiful facility now, Jim.
Well, yeah, the facility's legit. That's what we had a cage.
Misses outside.
Basically a basketball court. That's what
Yeah,
we
something like
practiced
that.
on until we went out.
You know, they tore down the old field house.
Yeah, making the Joe.
Yeah.
Building the Joe's there.
You're in the gym, you're like, got pretty good pop on my fastball.
And Brandt
Time outdoors, it's like, where'd it go?
follows up a pop-up at second base with a pop-up to right field.
Then you go
And Bryant has worked efficiently through a couple of batters, and we've got 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And Bryant dials it up there for a called strike one on the outside corner.
Early day. That's the last
I
one.
keep committed like
Stick it in the hoop.
2, 3 weeks.
A nice curveball, but it misses just low and in for ball one.
Nobody's seen him.
Oh, really?
The 1-1 on the way. Curveball misses just in front of first, just in front of the plate, and it's 2-1. And Alex Bryant kicks and fires, and a fastball is fouled straight back. Robert Lavely, the first baseman for the Pirates, put a good swing on that one, fouled it straight back. Let's see what Bryant comes back with now. That patented curveball taken strike 3. When he has that working, it is really difficult to deal with him.
Is that game?
3-3 now.
That's going to end the top of the 6th. And Jesuit's going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we will see due up is Cole Russo, Nick Rodriguez, Henry Politz, but we'll see if there are any substitutions here. Bottom half of the sixth inning, and Cole Russo's coming up. He is 1 for 3 with a single, a ground out, and a fly out. And first pitch is up and out. Ball 1-0. The Tigers can plate 3 runs this half inning, then that's going to end this game. And Cole hits that one a mile high into right field, and the right fielder is under it, and he catches it. And that's going to be out number 1.
Just missed that.
I know.
Number 10, the second baseman, Radke Lowry.
Yeah, he just missed that.
Bradley's gonna hit one out.
He's good.
And now Lowry comes in to hit. First pitch is fouled straight back up in the air. And that's going to be strike number 1 for Lowry. And Tyler Stocksdale has gotten ahead of the second hitter of the inning. Politz awaits in the on-deck circle. Lowry chops that one foul down the third base line. That brings the count to 0-2. 1 out, the fly out from Cole Russo to lead off the inning. And here comes the third pitch. Ooh, wow. That looked a bit outside. But it was called strike 3, and that's going to send Lowry back to the dugout. And it's going to send Henry Politz up to the plate. He had an RBI triple to right field the last time up. And he comes up with 2 outs again. They're facing Tyler Stocksdale this time. And Stocksdale with the windup. And a changeup misses down and away for ball 1.
Josh, is tomorrow A or B day? So I got them.
And the 1-0 to Politz. Again, misses down. It brings the count to 2-0.
It's gonna be a hard test, probably.
Yeah, I gotta do this.
Last one down the middle. Trees.
And then we have a phone backwards to Spanish.
And Stocksdale kicks and delivers. And another drive to right field. And that's going to just hook foul. Politz hopped onto that one, but it drifted just foul of that right field line. Probably would have been a double, although the right fielder made it over there in a hurry.
But that was crazy.
But 2 balls, 1 strike,
And then,
and Stocksdale gets ready for the wind-up for his 4th pitch of this at-bat, and Politz steps in.
last year,
The delivery, and he fouls that away down the left field line.
BJ hit one foul in the Jefferson game.
Evening the count at 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And the 2-2 on its way, and Politz pops it up, shallow left field, and it is caught for the final out of the 6th inning, and we'll move to the top of the 7th with the Jesuit Tigers up 8-1. And the top of the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up Turner Thompson, who's going to come in to pitch. Famously closed out the 6A state championship last year. Turner can really turn it up. No pun intended. He can get up into the mid-90s. He's going to face Ryland Bosenhard, who has hit a line drive single to left field and lined out to left field. So the first pitch from Thompson is in there for strike one.
You gotta stay focused, man.
He's got 23 on his back, and you're saying 25. I'm saying.
And the 0-1, a nice breaking ball. Nice breaking ball comes in, and when you can throw that hard, and if you can drop a breaking ball in like that, that's going to be tough to handle. So he comes from the stretch, fires it up and in, and swinging strike three. This would be the 4th straight future Division I pitcher that the Tigers have marched out there, and there are a handful of them still in the dugout that haven't seen action tonight. And Thompson comes set, works from the stretch, fires it right by a swinging Cameron Riley. It's 0-1. And the next pitch is right in there. Again, he's over 90 right now. I don't have a radar gun on him, but he is hitting his spots, and he's hitting them hard. 0-2. And the breaking ball gets a swinging strike three. This would be about how you envision a closer coming in and taking care of business. So that's going to bring up Tyler Stocksdale, the Pirates pitcher. And we've got Turner Thompson, who's thrown 6 pitches and 6 strikes. And here comes pitch number 7. And he misses low. That's his first ball in 7 pitches. And Lee relays the sign in. Thompson comes set, kicks, fires, strike 1 on the inside corner.
And of course, they were holding it against the kid. And the kid's like, yeah, they gave him the music.
The 1-1. Breaking ball. Now that one misses high.
The other night.
This is so. This game you wait for. Very wait
Foul tip on an inside fastball. And that's going to bring the count to 2-2. And a strike here will end the game. It is an 8-1 lead that the Tigers are enjoying right now, and there's a swinging strike 3 on another breaking ball, and Thompson had an excellent outing tonight. Well, we have very much enjoyed bringing you the first broadcast live stream of the 2020 version of the Jesuit Varsity Tigers baseball team. Defending state champions, happy to do this for you, and we hope you all have enjoyed it.
Next up for the Tigers, they'll be home on Saturday.
Is that the inaugural